Good morning. It is, what day is it today? It's July 18th. It's Monday. It is, um, it's the day after Bram's camp, which I'm still recovering from. He's still recovering from. You can see I got a little bit of color because we were out in the sun. No, I did not wear my sunscreen, but other people did, which is important. It is a little bit later than I normally get on here, but I had to make sure that we set up um, the camp for next year because that's what I promised people. But as you come in, say hi, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of really cool stuff. Actually, more just share. I mean, you can subscribe later. I'm sure you're already. Who wears sunscreen? I don't know, like really white people who are conscious of their skin. I don't know. I don't actually think I've worn sunscreen in years. So I'll probably end up with some form of skin cancer. But
that's why I'm supposed to put it on my nose.
Yeah.
I had skin cancer on
my nose. So here we go. Now, Rob and I talked yesterday about doing kind of like our nerd show that we have on Friday today, but we'll do that tomorrow because one of the things, I mean, I actually did watch. I got New Horizons out of the way, which wasn't a bad episode. And then, but I haven't watched the Kenobi movie yet. And there's actually a bunch of information that I didn't even update see, this is kind of how behind I am. I haven't even updated certain things. So, see, Brian Jones, I wear a wide brimmed hat in Florida, but hard to train in it. Yeah. Well, I mean, we could have like, I mean, it would be a little bit, we could have like training sombreros like these or sombreros or, you know, these just really wide hats. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Okay, my internet is still down. New Horizons was definitely not bad. Kenobi movie has been pulled from the net. Okay. Well, I still have it. I might have to share that with people. Not that I want to get in trouble, but I'm not going to share it to the world. And you'll have to forgive me. I've got, hold on. Coupon works after you choose the monthly payment period. So we've got, hold on. If it still doesn't work, let me know and I'll fix it, period. So Bram's thing, and actually, hold on a half a second. So there we go. So Bram's camp. Oh, wait. Hold on. As a D+ member, some assistance would be appreciated since my download got shut down halfway through. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, we'll figure something out. So So Jason, it is what I had mentioned was the Kenobi. It's not, well, really what it is some guy. I think his name's Patterson. Anyway, so he took the 4.5 to 5 hours that was the Kenobi TV show, re-edited it, and put it into a 2.5 hour movie, which I have not yet watched, but I do have. So, yeah, so that's a thing. I do have it, so I'm willing to share it with close friends, but I'm not going to put it up on the internet just for the world to download. Good morning, Kenny. How are you, sir? All right. So since I do have some people on here from who attended the camp, I have sent out a link to the 5-day experience. This 5-day experience to emails. Kenny, I don't think I sent one to your email, but I did send one to your dad's, and I sent him a text message. So anyway, the 5-day experience is not live yet. It is live for a select few, and then it will go live for everybody on the 22nd. So I will let people know. Of course, I will let people know that is happening. So, but yeah, as in relation to the Kenobi, it is a fan cut, making it very strong positive waves. And I mean, like Variety and Entertainment Weekly, like all of them were posting about this. So, but yeah, so this weekend you can see Bram just walk by. He'll be sitting down here in a second. This weekend was a great camp. People had a lot of fun. And here we'll move that just a little bit. There you go. So, but yeah, it was 3 full days of training. I know my energy started to kind of peter out about 2:30 or 3 yesterday, because they are the day, except for Sunday's a 6-hour day, but if you're including lunches, but both Friday and Saturday are both 7-hour days. So it's a lot of training. Weather was really nice.
Really nice.
It was, I mean, it was nice and warm on Sunday or on Friday. But we had the tents out, and so we had enough shade for people, had enough water for people. But it got cooler from there. And so like yesterday was the coolest, but it was just really nice. We had sun, some clouds. One of the things on Friday is that there wasn't enough wind. It was the warmest, but yeah. So it was good nonetheless. So lots of good training. Got to play bolo and some crimp, Dessun Gut. So great education.
Yes.
Yeah.
Linking them all.
Yeah. Kind of.
Everybody thinks all the things are sort of separate, and it was this time to sort of pull them all together.
Yeah.
And show why they're similar.
So had a smaller crowd this year than last year, but it was still but some people came up sick, and some people couldn't make it. And of course, I don't even want to know Crimp 1 and Crimp 2, which is Tom Gallo and Ed Frawley from New York. I don't even want to know how much their plane tickets were.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how much my plane tickets are to Indiana, and what potentially they'll be to Jacksonville in October. I can only imagine what they were from New York to here. So, Carl's on. Great camp. Carl, check your email. I sent it to both of the ones that I have. So,
knowing Carl, neither of them work.
Huh?
I said, knowing Carl, neither of them work.
Maybe I'll just send it. I'll just
to Kenny.
I'll just say, and I have Kenny's email somewhere. Actually, it's in my his email is Kenny's email is in my what do you call it? It's in my newsletter, but it is not in my phone. So I have to update my phone for his. But I've spent the morning updating the links for the 5-day experience, which is basically the the same camp, but 5 extra days, and people get, they get some special prizes by being part of it. Some custom Damascus blades. One's a 8-inch Bowie size. He's what you call that, the hunter?
Yeah, I could actually.
Oh, why don't you? Yeah, why don't you go get him? Yeah.
We had them here for the camp.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. Oh, this way. Red nose. His fault.
Yeah.
Sun. White skin.
Yeah. So, so we, it was good. It was fun. So what was I saying? But anyway, I spent the morning updating the bramsbirthdaybash.com to incorporate the new image, the new logo, not the new logos, but new imagery for next year's camp. And usually I don't update the site for like another 6 months, but the 5-day experience, which is coming up, like I said, it's the what is it? The link will be, the link for the 5-day experience will be live on Friday, but it's good. I sent it out to a select few people who attended the camp this year. And then a couple people that, are kind of within Bram's circle who are like, I really, 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 really want to go. So they get a week to make the choice, and then, or less than a week to make a choice. And then it'll go out to the public. So then everybody who wants to go can go, but it's only limited to 12 people. So, and it was funny yesterday. We were giving out certificates and so, I'm just making the official, hey, this is what's going on. This is what it's going to cost. And it's like, Bram's like, yeah, it's limited to 12 people. And then Ed and Tom are like 10, it's limited to 10. And then Amy, it's like 9. And Carl's like, no, it's 7. It's limited to 7 people. So, there's, and then there's, people who didn't attend the camp who have been talking about wanting to go. So, hopefully it will sell out soon, or sooner than later, that we just, and I hope that everybody who wants to go gets to go. So, and it was funny. Somebody, who was it? Somebody told me, he's like, I'm going for the knives. I mean, the training is good. I expect good training, and I love the training, but the knives, which Bram's getting now, I just thought that was funny. So, but anyway, so that's one of those things going on. And, since we're talking about seminars, and I can't believe I didn't update this, but we finished up the Bram Bash. This is actually happening the 19th through the 23rd. So the 3-day camp will actually be the 21st through the 23rd. So that's next year. No major changes going forward. We still have the training lab on this coming Saturday with the self-defense class. And then August 6th, we got a crimp user course. Of course, Bruce Chu and okay, Bram, how would you pronounce that guy's name? I butcher it all the time.
I can't see it.
ABUN. Let's see if I can make this bigger. There we go. Can you see that?
Oh, he doesn't exist.
Okay. Well, anyway, Bruce Chu and this guy, I've pronounced
That's
this
all right. It's someone I personally have issues with, so I can't pronounce his name anymore.
Okay. All right. So anyway, so they're going to be in Jacksonville at Gerald's school. Korn and Hogan are going to be in Statesboro, Georgia, and we just kind of go down, and then of course we go all the way down to Jacksonville or Indiana, which I'll be at, and then Jacksonville 2 weeks later, and then all the way down to Super Dan's thing November 5th. which he came to this. So he comes to the camp yesterday, and he had these little 3x5 cards that I handed out to everybody. And he talked about, did not have the date on it. It had the price, because it's $125 for the day to see these three people. And I don't know how long the day is going to be, but I would expect at least 2 hours from each instructor. So it's probably going to be, a 7 or 8 hour day if you include luncheon on that. And but he didn't have the day on it. But it is $125, but $89 before the end of this month. So there's that.
Yeah, I'll be kind.
You'll be
His nickname, by the way, Bruce Chu, will be with a bond.
a bond.
Yeah,
Is that what?
the Obiet?
Oh, okay.
But he'll be with a bond.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was being a typical Bram pain in the ass before.
Morgan is on. Good morning, sir. How are you? All right. So
Morgan said they're not open for lunch. We'll talk to us later. So Morgan and I were in the background.
I see. Okay. Oh yeah, no worries. So Morgan Garrett, he's a HEMA guy that's based out of Portland, has a sushi bar and
Also does great
Yeah.
bikini Tersha.
yeah. Anyway, so he stopped by the camp on he stopped by on Saturday or Friday. I don't know when he stopped by. Anyway, he stopped by to say hi. Actually, a couple people stopped by, and I always let people stop by and say hi to, me or Bram. So, anytime you're,
Yeah, we
The
thought we
school-
were going
the
to
school's-
sneak down to the sushi bar if he was open for lunch, but they're not open for lunch because he
Right.
invited us to come down.
yeah. So this is the Hunter,
That's
right?
the Hunter.
Okay, so this is one of the blades that people will get. It's an amazing. So of course Bram has. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, haha. I'm a PTK guy. Heme is a hobby. Okay, well.
Yeah, I said that.
Now we know.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
say you're Pikiti.
So yeah, this is it's got I can't say enough about how gorgeous this blade is, because Bram's he sent me pictures and he's showed it to me on videos, and of course he's done videos, but actually seeing this in person, like it's a gorgeous blade. So so it was just one of those where it was like, okay, this has got to be a special thing for the 70th. So there's going to be basically a limited edition run of these knives for those who attend the 5-day experience. But yeah, this is, and then you've got the Bolo, which has basically got the same shape, just a little bit longer.
Yep.
Yeah. So you've got the same guard, the same Bram, everything.
And just so you all know, I'm one of those lunatics. This shape here, between the guards and the choil and the mini Bram, I sit there, Mish knows, I sit away from the mirror in my house so I can just see the silhouette, because some of my custom knife makers said, oh, Bram, that's some of the most elegant. And I just love the way it worked out, because it becomes my own little Spanish notch type thing for, grabbing blades. Not that I would really look at that, but many of you might have seen me with my Tarzan buoy, from Randall, which my favorite size is basically an 8-inch. And this is a Bram buoy Bolo.
Yeah. So this is actually the same length as a Princess Bolo. In fact,
and like I said, that shape right there, I just love it. I just love the way it looks.
So this is my trainer, but when you look at them hilt to tip, they are the same length. So So yeah, it's just a gorgeous, and you would think that, you know, it's this thicker steel. Okay, you'd think, oh my gosh, that looks heavy, but it is not. Like, it is so well balanced. It's just amazing. So
And when Tim was here,
Yeah.
Gustafson, he's planning, and people are picking it up and going, well, you know, and I said, if you know Bram tools, because it's a fire thing, if I ship back, and I'm always telling people like on Abanicos that you have to shift back on the handle. When you do that, it goes into the butt of the palm, and now your arm is holding the weight. And I got Dan to do it. And he goes, oh my God, you're right. It gets really light up here to move. And, you know, once I got into Mish's hands, and everybody who picked them
yeah.
up were like, just going, oh, it's, I
Yeah.
want.
yeah, no, it's I just love this blade. So,
Yeah, they're very sexy pattern in the Damascus.
and of course, John, right, over at Tack Knife.
Yes.
Okay, I can never remember people's names.
No,
so
you do better than I do.
So John at Tack Knife, he's actually going to be making polycarbonate trainers to match these. So so you get a live blade, and then you get a matching trainer
With bonded handles.
Yeah, so it's going to be, and of course we'll probably have a couple extra trainers made, just so we have enough for everybody who, you know, at least wants to have a trainer. So, because even though we're doing a limited run of these, they are for sale at full price, or will be for sale at full price at some point. So anyway, let's see. Let's go back up. Yes, gorgeous blade. Rob, you'll get to play with them at some point if you haven't already. Well, let's see. I think Rob. Well, no, Rob wouldn't have gone there. So, yeah, you'll get to play with them at some point. And then, okay, yeah, love coming to the camp. You host, and I had, he Morgan got to play with them. Large one. It's a beast, but it doesn't feel like it. Like that's yeah. And of course, my grandson is watching. Good morning. He gave me kisses.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just, you know, Bram will be here through tomorrow. So tomorrow is his actual birthday. Don't know exactly what we have planned. I know that we talked about going down to Powell's Books. So we'll be adventuring into downtown Portland.
And I'll be right back.
So, and we may do some filming, we may do some other stuff, but besides that, it's, you know, all back to normal for classes and all that kind of stuff. One thing I did hear, though, let's if we delve into let me add. All right, so if we add, of course, this has to be updated because I didn't update it. I was thinking about it, but I didn't. So August 24th, because we have down here Lower Decks, August 2022, season 3. August 24th is when Lower Decks is going to come out. So we actually have August is going to be we're going to have Prey and Andor and Lower Decks start. I think the same article that I read for Lower Decks was a what is it? It's we may be looking at Strange New Worlds for like another year. So, and it's kind of funny because you know we've got, okay, we had 9 great episodes of Strange New Worlds, but and we had, you know, we had Picard and Discovery. We had all this Star Trek, and then now it's just like, what do we do? So there are other Star Treks out there. In fact, let me go to my calendar. So today for a year of Trek is actually Judgment and Horizon. I've already watched Judgment. That's how far ahead. That's how far ahead I got. All right, so take Bram to Powell's around 4 p.m. We open after 4, after book shopping, come into Bamboo. They're right across the street.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
oh, okay.
Well, my classes start at 5. So I don't know. We might have to take 2 trips to Portland. So thank you, Morgan. And for those in the area, it's Morgan. What is the name of your place? Is it called the Bamboo or when actually put your stuff up there and we'll put it up for people to see. So, but yeah, August, September, we're looking really good. But until the 24th, there is Star Trek to watch. There is let's see, Judgment and Horizon. We got actually Judgment is like it's like what is it? It is essentially the Enterprise version of Star Trek 6. So Archer he gets tried in the Klingon courts and then goes to Repente, and big spoiler, he gets out, but it is what it is. But that's episode 45 and 46, and there's 98 episodes, I think, for Enterprise. So we're roughly halfway through. We're halfway through Enterprise, and because it will be what the last of the series is like what 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks away. The 11th of August is going to be the last part of Enterprise. So yeah. All right, Bambi Sushi. Oh, it's not my restaurant. I work on an awesome team. We have 5 locations in Oregon and 1 in Denver, waiting on Hawaii branch to relocate. Okay, cool. Right on. Well,
That's great.
That's great. But you still work there, and anybody who wants to go in, that's
Yeah,
where.
as far as we're concerned, Morgan, it's your place.
Yeah. So, so anyway, so there we go on that front. Tomorrow I will have all of these updated with more stuff. So, let's see. So we're back to that. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll talk. Let's see, what is it? We'll get on there with Rob. We'll talk about New Horizons, and we'll talk the Kenobi. Well, actually, shoot. I'll have to, Rob. After I'm done here, we'll see about getting you that file. So, but yeah, so lots of stuff coming up. Yeah, I don't know. That my brain just kind of melted away. This tea's really good though. I'm actually and I'm just drinking.
Ignore his tea stuff. Do you see
What?
me with a Cafe Cubano? Do I have a Cafe Cubano? I'm here with my family. It's morning, and he's bragging about
Okay.
he's got great tea. Do I have a Cafe Cubano?
All right.
mean, I'm just saying, just like the genie would have said,
Yeah.
could have been. And now I'll be quiet. Go ahead, back up with your tea. Didn't mean to interrupt. Enjoy your tea.
Oh no. I'm so I actually do kind of feel so. I don't eat breakfast in the morning, which is interesting. Which got me thinking on something else. But I don't eat breakfast in the morning. So the last couple of days, Amy, Miss Amy, daughter number 2.
Daughter number 2.
I guess well, let's see, if I don't count my stepsister, she would be sister number 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she took care of Bram in the morning. So she and her family picked him up, took him to breakfast, came back, and then that actually gave me some time to just take care of the camp. But it's one of those where I told him this morning, I was like, I don't want, I'll make sure you get fed. Let me know if you want to go out. And, we talked about breakfast, but I do kind of feel bad. I don't want to say, I want to acknowledge that he needs to eat, even though I don't eat. But yes, I usually have gone through Dutch to get him his Cubano. Maybe we'll have to do that tomorrow morning before tomorrow's podcast,
Right,
so we can do it all together. So,
Or we can just get an espresso machine and make Cafe Cubano.
but I don't drink coffee though, and
Ignore
neither
what
does
he-
Lisa.
Ignore what he just said. There was one guy I met at these outdoor survival camps, and he looks and goes, "Boy, we should have some espresso." I said, "I miss Cafe Cubano." And this was a doctor who would take time off to do survival knife training and stuff. And we're at someone else's camp. So next year I show up, goes, "My pack is special this year." He goes out and he pulls out a portable, chargeable espresso maker. And we start cooking up espresso.
Yeah.
And you hear all these people going, you hear them going, "What is that? Where's the coffee smell coming from?" Because we're in the middle of nowhere and we're pouring ourselves, this espresso for him and Cafe Cubano for me. People going, "Where did you get that?" I'm like, "We brought a portable machine."
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Chaga mushroom tea, healthiest drink on the planet. So I'm not a mushroom person at all. But I'd be interested to taste that. I'm definitely a green tea person. My favorite though is lychee green tea, and probably my favorite lychee green tea I drank down at the Red Robe Cafe, which I don't think is open anymore. But they used to be open on 3rd and Davis in downtown Portland. Did you just?
I was scrolling Harvey and shared it, and I went, "Oh, that's me."
Oh my gosh. All right. So Bruce, sure miss going to the camp. Bummed. Love you, Papa Bram. Miss seeing everyone. Well, we miss seeing you too. I mean, I know that you've got some things going on physically, but you could have just come. Like just spend
I told him
what
that. Just
what
come,
like
visit,
just
say hello, and then sit if you have to sit, and then you could have gone. But
yeah. Sit for a couple hours, get your back all stiff in your car, and then come to the camp and sit and get all stiff, and then. But Bruce, he would have gotten up and played. That's probably So it was probably smart that you didn't come. So, yeah. All right, let's see. I have 10 pounds of raw chaga. I'll bring some for you. Okay, cool. Get the espresso machine for when Bram and I come over. So Rob, So Rob came and visited. He came for my birthday.
right, cool.
He's not. Sorry, I'm just not a coffee drinker. We did actually have we did get a Keurig machine one year because Lisa had always wanted one, and we drank a lot of tea and hot chocolate and all that kind of stuff, and that allowed for Mark to have his morning coffee as well. So. But the Keurig is, at least the one that we bought, is one of those where you got the tank in the back that never gets cleaned, and it's just gross and unhealthy. So we might just have to get one of those single ones that doesn't have a tank. You just add the fresh water and have it go through. So, and then we can still pollute the earth with the inserts.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there you
go. Yeah. See, Bruce, see, you guys know me too well. Most likely would have, if he had come up, he probably would have played and then injured himself.
Mhm.
We don't want that. So, Yeah, we'll go get you some. And I got to go to Dutch anyway. I haven't seen those guys. In fact, I haven't.
By the way,
Did I
I've
have
been
a
having
Dutch
Amy
yesterday?
was driving through Dutch for me. Actually, she didn't. She called Mike and had her husband drive through because in the middle of the day I needed espresso, but I also needed a sugar blast and some chocolate. So she was bringing me their version of a mocha frap with
Yeah.
extra chocolate. So they helped me through the middle of each day.
Oh my gosh. The only time Davy Hogan's Keurig gets cleaned is when I spend the weekend. That's nasty. You know that. Oh my God, that's just gross. I hope it's not. I hope it's just the stuff that they pour water in and then it filters through. That it's not, or it's just an extra. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
My
John
DeLonghi-
says hi.
Oh, hello.
John.
My DeLonghi machine, which I got from a friend, one of my black belt students, who had a whole line of them in his restaurant. When you got done eating, you could just go back and make whatever coffee you wanted. And European machine, he gave it to me when he closed the restaurant. The tank comes off and everything's accessible for cleaning there. And it warns you. It comes up and goes, time to descale, time to clean. It will not let you go past a certain number of weeks before it goes, you must A, clean the machine, and B, then descale it.
Well, yours is let's see. Yours is a smart thing. Most of the Keurigs, they're just dumb, even the ones that are computerized.
Yeah.
So,
well, the one I have in back that I don't use because she who shall remain nameless, the Wicked Witch of the West, wouldn't let me unpack it because I had used it with Mary when I was married to Mary, my $800 super espresso machine.
yeah.
It's been used before. How dare you? Okay. And then I told you the one that I got from George. I was already living in my own afterwards. Never thought I'd turn it on, and it makes the best cafe coupon in the freaking world. So I use it in his honor.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really I went, why do you want this machine to talk to you? And
Is Keurig Clean a special title? I don't know. All right.
who knows?
Who knows?
I don't use those kind of I have a Nescafe Dolce and a DeLonghi super. If you guys don't know one of my students, Florian Lahner, his presence was one of those giant old-fashioned, like 1920s giant espresso machine with all the gears and all the brass. And I went, why would you do that? It makes great coffee, by the way. So I went to an espresso machine, like wholesaler, and they had all these classic machines going $20,000 to $100,000 each. I was blown away. I don't know anybody pay for it, but really like steampunk type machines that, like piano size to make a cup of espresso. They looked cool. If I had the space, it would look great to have for my kid. I know that's really not on topic, but
no, okay. So if you actually, which I don't watch half your videos anyway, you know that, but which I don't expect you to watch my stuff, but I bounce around all the time.
Oh, well, I already knew that.
I totally play squirrel, and I'll be on one topic and then the comment will come up and then I'll go and oh yeah. So it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I figured I could.
Like
we
start off on one topic and end up on a completely different topic.
Right.
So I think we started off with the last one I did was we were talking about is rank. What is it? Is rank?
Rank is very rank.
Well, no. But I mean, is I think it was really Francis, because people were like, well, what rank are you? What gives you the right to teach? And he's putting free shit on the internet.
Yeah.
And my whole thing was, I don't, people who come in and go, oh, I want to pay you to teach me martial arts. They don't ask me what my rank is.
No,
or
why
they
rank has nothing to do with skill level.
But I find it funny that you put and also somebody who puts shit on the internet for free, who has been asked, what my rank is for stuff that I've put on the internet for free. It's like, shouldn't it be turned around? Like, shouldn't I be like, I'm going to pay you $200 a month. Are you certified?
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, that's free on the internet. Oh, he's pretty talented.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
So, I mean, anyway, so that was our discussion. And then it moved into, like same kind of topic, but like different towards the end.
Right.
Like, maybe even creating like a certification panel and getting insurance companies in on it to maybe give a discount if you were, had your background checks and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I know. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
We've talked about that. So, let's see.
Well, since he said we can go all over the place, by the way, if any of you want to know why, because he knows I'm a sci-fi semi nerd, but that's the reason I like John Carter and Edgar Rice Burroughs, because all the heroes use knives and swords, and that's what I loved about Dune. Everything got so advanced that knives became important to go through the shields, and that's what I liked about Doc Smith in the Lensman series. Armor was so advanced that space picks and space knives became important because everything else protected from ray guns and shielding. And so all the sci-fi I read, the heroes all had antique style weapons and tools to deal with all the super advanced stuff. So, and as much as I like Trek, I don't carry phasers around, but I do like bat lifts and, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so Rob does say Bram is 100% on topic. This is always an ad-fueled podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, so Jason was certified or skilled. What was the thing? And then he apparently liked my answer. So it was the does rank matter conversation. So
yeah, if it's 2 rank, it smells really badly and you can't be around it.
So Rob, the term that he uses is like paper chasers.
Yeah.
People who it's like, what do I need for my next rank? Or, oh, well, it's going to take me years to do that. So I'll just go over here where it's quicker to up my rank. So I like that term, paper chasers. Yeah. So
with today's printing
or
stuff,
paper tigers. Maybe it was paper tigers. So okay. I corrected myself. Paper tigers. Yeah. You should let Bram play with the Mutleth I made for you. So he made
one that's on the wall.
No, that's the one, not the one at the school.
Right.
No, that's the Metleth. Actually, you know what? I'll go down and get it. I'll be right back.
For as long as he's not here, I'll come and speak. Gil Hibben is one of the friends of mine, and when they had the Star Trek experience in Vegas and they had the museum in the back, all the knives that were designed for Star Trek, especially for movies, Gil did them. And one of the ones I really loved, you see Lesson Bator with it, and I think it's Generations, and it was actually a knockoff of his Dragon Master one. So I have a couple of his original first run ones. And he goes, Bram, and I was going to work with him to make some because Mishnah's, the Pacific Rim, we did the going to do a Klingon martial art thing. So I have my headpiece made, and I was going to do knife, and I don't like the Assassin's one with the side springs and the triangular blade. But Gil had worked on this one, as I was telling him that Listen Bator had. That was like his Dragon Master one, and just a couple changes, and he was going to help me with it. Just never went through. But I have 2 of those original, and those are my Klingon knives. And
so this is what Rob made me.
Oh, cool!
So this is the Metleth.
Oh, a Metleth. Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah. So that was he packed it. he said he could have put it in his bag because technically it's not.
Yeah.
It's a prop. It's a
Uh-huh.
cosplay type of thing. But his friend who worked for the airport was like,
Well,
you know what? Just check it in your luggage.
yeah.
You just so there is no headache.
Yeah. I want you to know, for as absurd as
Okay.
worrying about this, Thomas just wrote.
Okay, John says it needs a bramp.
Well, if I turn it this way, it's gonna. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. I've corrupted everybody. Anyways, as absurd as it is about this being a prop and what it would do, Thomas is on his way from Bali to Switzerland with his family to move there, and they stopped his daughter for having a toy snake with her rabbits and other stuff in her carry-on bag because she plays with them, sleeps with them, and they took it away saying she was going to scare people. And the picture they sent while they're harassing her is like this 10-year-old with bunny ears on and in her stuff, sitting with her stuffed animals. And they took in Thailand her snake away because it might scare people. Oh, anyways, here. Thank you. It's very cool, by the way.
Yeah. So got it's a trainer. So
Yep.
it's got the red wrap on there.
Yep.
But yeah, it's thought that was so cool.
Yeah, it is.
Because the I don't know what group it was, but the what Bram was talking about is there was an official book. Well, maybe not. It wasn't Star Trek official because Paramount came in and had the entire run destroyed. But there is a Klingon. It's called Klingon martial art. There's a Klingon martial arts book, and it's focused on the Batleth. And he was supposed to do book 2, which was going to be
different
the short blade. But of course, the book says, it's gives credit to to Paramount, that, Star Trek belongs to them. But here's the thing. They dressed up as Klingons. They use Klingon imagery. Like they use licensing stuff. So it was like,
and the makeup artist for several of the shows was actually casting the pieces for our headpieces so that we would look right. But it doesn't say Klingon. Maybe it does say Klingon in there.
Oh yeah, no, it does say Klingon. I mean, like it's and so when Paramount came out, I mean, they came in and there's a whole slew of. They just was like, okay, we're going to destroy the run because it's against copyright or licensing infringement or whatever.
And the other side, by the way, they would not let them license it.
Yeah. Well, I had that same thing.
Yeah.
So, because I had long ago, like back even late 90s, I had actually had a lawyer send Paramount something about how basically taking the Maqbara and creating like, a Maqbara based self-defense book or video. And they were just like, no, we're not going to allow you any licensing or anything. Like they wouldn't even let me start the licensing process. Not like this is how you start. Because I just had a lawyer say, hey, my client has this project he wants to do. We'd like to start, proceedings on how to get licensing, because like people were licensing mugs and there was Starfleet coffee, and it's like, okay, well, how do I do this? And so they wouldn't even entertain it. So they destroyed the run. And I don't know what, there was I got my hands on my first book through Amazon. And this was dial-up Amazon. This is when 56.6 dial up, and I think it was on not Amazon, it was eBay, and it was one of those where it was where the whole goal was to wait until the last minute, and you were like okay, up bid, like just before it ended. And so I won this thing. It was like $101.50 or something like that plus shipping. And I still have it, but I also found the company that was actually selling them new, that had not the stuff that had not been destroyed. And so I ended up buying like 5 or 6 copies of that. And then I sealed them, and I think I still have 3 sealed copies, not including the one that I got off Amazon. But I remember you found yours, or your
Yeah.
mom found yours at
I
Barnes
found
and Noble.
Yeah, I was out with my mom.
Yeah,
because they called me up and I said I knew they were printing them, and Michael calls me up and goes, they came to the warehouse with, you know, like certain warrants and everything, took everything, and we have 5 copies. We are missing 1 copy out of all, what we did here.
right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go with my mom. I'm looking at martial arts books. And I'm in Barnes and Noble. We're having coffee, and there is a Klingon book. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, they must have let it print. So I looked at it. So I went to call Michael. It goes, Bram, that's number 6.
Yeah.
So I'm already on my way to another location. I call my mom and go, you have to go. She goes, yeah, when I have time. I said, no, Mom. So I'm talking to my mother on my cell phone, because it's before we had video type stuff to do stuff. And I go, you need to go there now. So she reluctantly went there, and I had to promise to do these other projects for her. And I'm telling her, she goes, I'm there on C. I said, Ma, I hid it at the back end behind these books. She pulls it out, goes, you're going to do all those things you promised for me. I'm like, yeah. She goes up the front counter. The guy, they go to scan it, doesn't scan.
Yeah.
It's nowhere in their system. And I said, she goes, well, he does. I said, Mother, offer him a couple dollars more than what? Went, Mother, I'll pay it. Just give it to. So she finally goes, okay, he sold it to me. I said, are you out the front door yet? She went, no. I said, tell me when you're actually out the door and heading to the car. She's the guy. I said, great. It's mine.
Yeah. And I remember, God, I can't remember when it was. It was a couple years before I found out about the book. But I remember I was going down with Scott Rohr and Jim Slothauer. The 3 of us drove down to Brookings, Oregon, to do a Kyusho seminar, and Jim was teasing me about. He's like, isn't there like a Klingon martial arts book out there? And I'm like, I don't know. So I don't know if it was actually that at the time, but I remember when I saw it online, I was like, that's mine. Like, and you know, I don't know when I bought it, but it, you know, eBay was around, and so it had to have been like early, you know, like 1999, early 2000s, like, or the year 2000. But yeah, it was pretty fun. Let's see. All right. So see, seeing as how the Bramp is copywritten, I didn't want to cause an issue with Bram, smiley face. That's ridiculous. As if Thailand isn't scary. Oh, that's in relationship to the snake.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bram I did steal the red for trainers for your blades. Well, it's not. Yeah, that's that
That's
same
actually,
concept.
you know, that concept was really pushed. You know, Glock really pushed it with their red gun to make it part of the firearms community way back when, like in 2000, they were really pushing it.
Yeah.
You know, and a blue gun is a sim gun, and any other color was live. And I decided to push that when I first went to Spyderco, and that all trainers had to be red, and that was my first crimped at Spyderco in black. And I most, you know, sort of, you know, we were across from Glock and Gaston. I thought he'd come over and said, you know, we do that for safety. Got to meet him, nice guy. I said, yeah, took it from you. That red is a safe trainer. Blue is my crimped, my working tool. It's not a safe trainer. And I only had black back then for life. I said, when black is a live blade. But, you know, I've had people go, what color can I get a trainer? I said, any color you want, as long as it's red. What about those crimpy things? I said, any color you want, as long as it's blue. What about the others? Any color you want, as long as it's not red or blue.
Well, even when I started making the wood knob and eco trainers,
By the way, $69.
Is
Someone's
that on
got one on eBay?
Is that on eBay?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
pretty
decided
good.
to look.
69 or best offer.
Yeah.
Plus $6 shipping. Wow.
Yeah. It's there.
Well, Rob and I did actually look online. There were a couple places selling it for about $50.
Really?
Was average price.
Yeah, I haven't. Every once in a while, you know, eBay, when you go to look, it's either there or not there.
Yeah.
So
I actually I sold. Well, I don't know. Is it new or used?
Uh,
But regardless, I've actually sold the ones that I've sold. I sold for a lot of money.
yeah,
So-
used. It says very good. One available.
Okay.
Secret Fighting Arts of the Warrior Race.
Yeah. I plan to do kind of my own, because I actually teach the Makbara as part of as one of the kata, and I can't remember. I think it was Dillman's bow kata number 2. As I converted that to a batleth kata, but it was one of those where I plan to do my own. I've done actually I have the video on is one of my Kyushu Corner episodes, and I have several breakdowns. I have like 5 episodes breaking down the Makbara, or at least the first half of the Makbara, in my Kyushu Corner stuff. But I wanted to put that in a book and then do Empty Hand and Weapons.
Right.
But here's the thing: I'm not going to dress up as a Klingon. I'm not going to use Star Trek imagery. Yeah, I mean, it's just like my neck pinch book.
Oh, came
So-
up, scrolling down the list, the second one.
Wow.
New.
Because the last time I've looked, I
I
They're
looked
not
last
there.
time they weren't
Yeah.
there. So here's
So-
2. This one almost the same price. This one says new.
yeah.
So if you guys would like to have a Klingon martial art book, they
Oh.
are on eBay right
Yeah.
this minute.
Yeah. So anyway, so I plan to eventually do that, but I'm gonna, just like with my my neck pinch book, it's going to be minus Star Trek imagery. So it is what it is. Let's see. Morgan says one of my HEMA friends is a Trekkie, and and he has 2 batleth trainers, and we fight occasionally. Yeah, I was actually I need to redo the template that I have for my batleth, but I was going to redo it and then make up a bunch of wooden trainers, and then basically do a Saturday class, like have a 2 or 3 hour class where I teach the kata and then a couple applications from it. I think that would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then basically we just do modular with this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It works.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's and actually the guys who did that, the guys who put it together, they were actually in a Black Belt magazine did a whole article on them a few years after the book.
Right.
And I don't know what year or what issue, but I did end up with I do have that copy somewhere in my stash. So I don't know if you guys accidentally just pressed enter, but whatever you guys typed didn't come through, and I don't know why. So that's kind of weird.
Because we didn't want
okay.
whatever you said.
Need to do a Kirk Fu book. Okay, so there is actually a Kirk Fu book. I've actually wanted to do Kyushu Corner episodes based on the techniques in that book, but there is and this is actually licensed by CBS. But it's like hand drawn kind of animation or cartoon based. But there's like 12 or 13 different applications. Like and it shows him, doing the neck chop and the double flying kick or double foot flying kick, and but it's really entertaining. I don't know. It came out last year before, so it hasn't been out that long, but it's this nice little hardbound. I think I saw an article about it and it had a link to the UK version of the book, but of course the USA version. So I was able to get to that page and order it for myself. So yeah, that was pretty good. and I've already run downstairs enough. Well, I might have it here tomorrow, but yeah, there actually is one, and it's actually pretty entertaining. And in fact, this is something, I don't know if I showed this earlier. This is another book that we had talked about, Body by Starfleet. Oh yeah, it's right there. Okay, so that's what it is. Kirk Fu manual, and that's it's actually pretty cool. So it's $20. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. But anyway, this is a book that that I got, and it's kind of funny because there's black alert jumps, basically using terms for from the show. So like hip rotations, they call planetary orbits. Push-ups or repulsor lifts or repulsor bursts. Leg lifts are Gorn walks. I mean, yeah, check that out.
There you go.
Yeah. There was one in here. Here, one small step ups for mankind, basically using steps. Like it's like some of the stuff is actually really entertaining. There was one though, it had Crusher in there. Oh shoot. Let's see. It was really entertaining. Okay. So you have, Uhura's triple twists. Okay. And then, what else did I see in there? Okay. Hold on a second. Oh, but of course you also have the Klingon triple twists, because of course Klingons love triples. And then you have Wesley Crunchers.
There you go.
So that was the one that kind of sticks out in my mind. It's like, oh my gosh, that's funny. But yeah, so another fun book to have. So, oh, the step up should be the Riker pose. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. So, there are a flood of people teaching lightsaber styles that are canon and have no basis in reality. True. In fact, what was it? Where's the first time I saw that? Because I don't go to a lot of conventions, but I went to Rose City Comic Con last year because what's his name? Because George Takei was there. Takei, however you pronounce his name. And there was a section where they had people dressed as Jedi, and they were doing little lightsaber stuff. I don't know if it was the Saber Forge booth, but I do know that they have classes. But then again, and when it comes to lightsaber techniques, and Morgan, you might be more of an expert. Well, I would consider you more of an expert on this than I, but looking just at lightsaber techniques, and I wouldn't say that a lot of those are based in reality anyway. I mean, it's flashy and it's really cool, but I really wouldn't say that would be because the sword stuff I do or have been taught is just kind of like slice and done, not, outside of modular. So
Found the Dragon Lord.
Uh-huh.
I can't make it any bigger.
Oh, okay.
So you might have to.
All right. So I work for Saber Forge in Oregon City at the Academy. Oh, okay. Well, at least they had somebody who knew what
you were talking
what
about.
he was doing. Yeah. So this is the knife that Bram was talking about.
Yeah, so it's a
So
version of that that Guild made for Generations
Yeah.
that that Sim Bator had.
yeah. Let's see. I met up a few years ago with a group in Orlando, trained for a day, and offered that I could help add some reality to the swordsmanship. It wasn't received well. Well, it's so I always thought, and this was back in the day when you had the larger comic conventions, but like you had, San Diego Comic-Con and you had these other bigger Comic-Cons, but it's not that there was a Comic-Con like all the time everywhere.
Excuse me. Sorry. No, it wasn't Dojo.
Yeah. But like when creation conventions, they do a small convention just for one day or the weekend, and they would just have one person from mainly Star Trek. I think the first one that I went to that had multiple people come was the one with Mark Leonard and some dude from Babylon 5. I think I've told that story before, but I always thought that, because they had a dealer's room, and I always thought that I have my whole thing was I'd have the Makbara, I'd have it in the book and on video, and I'd have a booth there, because the whole thing was, taking science fiction and turning it into, reality-based self-defense. And that's kind of where the neck pinch, the neck pinch book came from, or the title was turning reality or making science fiction reality. So, so that was always one of those things that I did. And so or that I wanted to do. So when I was at, last year's Rose City Comic-Con, seeing these people, with doing the whole lightsaber stuff, I was like, okay, well that might be fun. And maybe doing something Batleth style, because I don't think I've actually ever, I've seen it. I know that it happens, but I don't know, I don't know if they do it, if a group locally has done it. So far, some of the cons that I've gone to locally, I only see the Jedi stuff. I don't see any Klingons, and I know that there's like tournaments and all that kind of stuff. And I think somebody, I don't know who it was that I had talked to, or they had mentioned that that there was some group that they were involved with, but I guess Paramount or CBS tried to shut them down because they didn't want people getting hurt. So I don't know how they'd have any type of say over that based off of, using licensing rights, but I don't know. I can bring some sabers by your school one night if you like. That would be kind of cool. I've actually, so Carl Kanthak, he does, he'll do kind of lightsaber nights, and he has like the older plastic lightsabers that, that light up. And, I always thought that when my school was bigger and I had more students, that I would do, yeah, exactly. Cause he does that stuff too. So, but I always thought that when I had more students, I would do like a lightsaber night where, we might watch a Star Wars movie and then do lightsaber battles. So, hopefully I will be able to do that sooner than later. But yeah. Oh, Morgan, I'll totally keep you in the know. So, all right. Okay. We've been going for a little over an hour. My tea is now getting cold. So I think this should probably come to an end. I appreciate everybody who has, who's signed on today. Come as a Jedi or as a, I don't know what kind of stuff that you would have, either Jedi or Sith, but that too would be cool. But anyway, so
And next year, T13 is going to teach at the camp.
but it won't be at the beach because he'll rust.
Yes. Well, no, I don't know, dude. Terminators don't rust.
Well,
They're made out of like all sorts of alloys and adamantium and vanadiums. And
okay. Well, I was just thinking maybe
Yeah.
that the salt water might interfere with it. The workings.
makes for the programming, the electronics on the circuit boards. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
So it is seriously, Bram. Oh my gosh.
Well, I was scrolling through because Amy
I
said
know.
something and it popped up, and I went, "Oh my god, it's us again!" Because it said, "Oh," then it said something about Jason said something, and someone else at Morgan,
Oh
and I
my
went, "Oh, look, it's us."
Oh my geez. Okay. All right. So you would come as a Sith, set up the students as heroes. Oh no, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I think that would be really cool. Okay. Yeah. So tea is empty. We'll close down for the today. Come back tomorrow, hopefully at an earlier time or the regular time. Again, we were kind of busy doing stuff earlier. So like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow.